All right, we're here with Kody, and this is Kody. And Kody had a bad incident with another dog, and since then has been a little bit dog reactive. Now we also have, the family is having to deal with kind of an issue, a health issue, and it's kind of caused a lot of stress with everybody in the family, and this behavior kind of started around the same time. So I'm thinking that part of this is related to Kody here thinking that he needs to be protective or possessive of the humans. A lot of people think it's cute when their dog's protective of them, but if your dog is protective of you, it's also its job to be correct those that it feels that it's in charge of. And if the dog thinks it's in charge of us, but we don't listen to the dog, that stresses the dog out. The more stressed the dog is, the poorer it's going to perform. So in this video, I'm going to show you what I call the leadership exercise. This is an exercise I developed probably close to 10 years ago. It's designed to help people practice using the escalating consequences I use to disagree with unwanted dogs' behaviors. Now, it's a variation of a leave it exercise, claiming it. It's the way you can claim things, and there's a number of lessons in there. It's really designed to help the dog practice listening to the humans, and the humans practice using the escalating consequences and improve your timing and technique. So during the exercise, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand in the middle of the room, I'm going to throw one treat away, the dog's going to walk away, and I'm going to drop the other treat between my feet, and then I'm going to keep my hips pointed at the dog no matter where he goes. When he sits, I'm going to take a step backwards. When he challenges, I'm going to take a step forward, and he's not going to get it until he actually lays down. Now, he doesn't know to lay down. This is a bit of a form of operant, or of what we call operant conditioning, which is the dog, when the dog stumbles into or does the behavior we want, it said immediately gets a reward. So I'm not going to let it have the treat that's on the floor where I'm going to walk several feet away. The only way he's going to get it is by laying down. Kody, come here, buddy. All right, let's go ahead and have you back up to the wall so we can see the whole floor, the whole meal. All right. So when I do this, I like to do it in an open space, and I want to have room to move back and forth. I want to be in the middle of the open space. Kody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer him a treat, and I'm going to roll it away to give it some distance first. Now I have another one. I'm going to drop between my feet. I'm waiting for him to look at me. Now I'm keeping my hips pointed at him no matter where he goes. He's going to try to outmaneuver me. Now the rule is he can't come within 3 feet of it, but he doesn't know that. Now he looked at me, so I took a step backwards, and then he took that as an invitation, so he came forward. So I corrected him by moving back. And we have a little background noise. We have some really adorable girls that are back in the room occupying themselves. Now he looked to his guardian to see, can somebody tell this guy that food on the floor belongs to me? Now you can see the dog is breathing a little heavy. Now 3 feet is usually my distance. So I hold my arms out like this. This is kind of, imagine there's a circle on the floor. When he violates it, that's when I walk towards him in a very sudden movement. And I wait for him to look at me, then I take a step backwards. If he stays in place and looks at me again, I take another step backwards. Now make sure you have at least one step while the dog is standing, because as soon as the dog SITs, you want to take a step backwards. This is called avoidance. So I'm keeping my hips pointed, but notice he didn't go for it. He's probing to see, can he get it? So he's probing to see how close he can get before I correct him. So he sat down, I took a step backwards. Keep my hips pointed at him, but I don't have to be between the treat and the dog. Now I'm better at this. Well, it's my exercise I developed, and I've done it thousands of times. As you're doing it first, you might need to stay in between, but eventually you'll be able to do this. I like to do this. Normally, I would do this in the room where there's a TV and a couch. I would do it between, so I can actually sit on the couch and watch TV while I train the dog. And this also helps the dog develop some self-esteem. Now, I'm not telling him what to do. I am talking to him. I'm talking to him in dog. And normally, that treat would be in his mouth by now, I'm assuming, correct?
Yes.
So now that he's moving around it, that's called avoidance. It's like I'm almost putting a force field around it. Kody. Now, the one thing we don't want him to do is leave the room. That was awesome. So he came back, he slowed down, he stopped himself. He recognized the object permanence of the boundary. Kody. Now the other dog is making it a little bit more challenging because of the barking, and that's kind of firing him up a little bit. So ideally, we wouldn't want to do this with the other dog there, but we're dealing with what we got to deal with. We don't want the dog to be able to leave the room. We want him to have to play this game. And I don't want the dog to say, I'm not playing this game, I'm just going to go hang out in the other room. So if you need to, you might need to block the room or do it in a bedroom or a place where he can't get to it. And I had a lot of people ask me, like, are you sure the dog still knows it's there? Well, in this case, I know he knows, but a lot of dogs are like they're like, I don't care what your stupid treat. I'm going to go groom myself over here. I'm going to chew on my heart over here. And so he doesn't know. And you see, we talked a little bit about tail movement. So see how his tail's wagging, but it's wagging down. So he's a little too close, so I'm going to move him away. Keep my hips pointed at him at all times. And when he SITs, I take a step backwards. That's my way of telling him, because you stopped challenging me so much, I moved further away from guarding the object. And as soon as he LAYs, then I walk over to it, I kneel down next to it, and I tap, and I let him have it. Kody? Kody? This is better footage if you do it right away. It's like, I'm not here to support you. Kody! Now, sometimes you get a little frustrated. You're like, why can't I get the treat? I don't want to play this game anymore. But that's why as soon as he lays down, I'm going to walk next to it, kneel down to it, next to it, and then invite him to have it. Now, I usually use the word, hey, Kody, Kody, Kody. That's all right. Kody. I usually use the word booty when the dog lays down. When he licks it up, that becomes the command word that you can have the treat. Now, if I step back, when I sit, I lose some perceived authority. So I only sit when the dog is already sitting first. Let's see if I can achieve this. Kody. They say you don't want to work with animals or kids and TV. I know, they're all loud back there, aren't they? Yes, they are. It's Sunday. They're full of beans. Kody. Kody. So he's probing how close can he get each time before I correct. Now, I could tell him to SIT, but that invalidates what we're doing. There we go. So he sat down. Now I'll sit down. Now he got back up. I don't have to get back up unless he tries to take the treat. Kody. Kody. I was getting a little drink of water. This is thirsty work. Now, the important thing when you're doing this is to outlast the dog. And so if I let the dog give in before he complies, then it's going to, the whole point of this is to help the dog understand that the human's going to guard you no matter what. Kody, here. You're doing a very good job of avoidance. Ups. I know this is tough for you. I tell you what, normally I would ask you for an LAY, but I'm going to let you have it as soon as you SIT. See how he doesn't want to take it? Mm-hmm. Booty. Now, normally, you can come a little bit closer. Normally, when I'm doing this, I just don't know how long this is going to go. With the other dogs barking, that's why I kind of called it a little bit early. When you want to do this, you want to wait until the dog lays down. So make sure when you're doing this exercise, the other dog is not barking or protesting. The kids are not full of beans. We don't have a lot of just lawnmowers or distractions. We want to make it as easy as possible. Now, once the dogs start, what will happen is the first couple times the dog will keep on circling and over, and then it sits down, you take the step back. As soon as it lays down, you get about a foot away from it with the dog over there and the treat in between you and the dog, and then I tap on the floor, but don't touch the treat. When the dog comes over and licks it up, I would say the word booty. You can come up with any word you want. I would say for pirate booty, and kids seem to like that word. Then after a while, when I do it, let's say the treat is right here, I come over and I crouch down, but I don't kneel down. The lower you are, the less authoritative you are. So the reason I kneel is you saw it, even then it was hard for him to come over and take it. Well, so now I started having practice with just a crouching position. Then in this position, then this position, and then eventually this position. By the time we've done this enough, I can just say, I can be sitting over here and say booty, and he goes up and takes it because we assign the command word. Now, first you want the dog to start doing this. You keep on doing this until the dog realizes what's going on. When the dog realizes it, it's going to start sitting within a minute or so. When the dog starts doing that right away, then what I do is, let's say the treat, well, I'll go ahead and put it here because the dog's not here, if I can. running low. So I'd come over here. You didn't even see that it was here. How about a target? Come here. So what I would do is, at first, is I would go like, reach and then pull back. Sometimes the dog will try to take the treat before I actually tap and give them permission. When I kneel down, they'll start going for it. But that's not me giving them permission. This is giving them permission. So if you kneel down, the dog starts getting up, stand up, and reset. Now the idea is eventually to do it, it's nice to do it if you can do it between you and the TV, but we want to start elongating how long the dog has to wait. So at first, as soon as it lays down, it gets the treat. After it starts laying down within a minute, then we kneel down and we wait 1 second before we tap. Next time, 2 seconds, then 5 seconds, then 10 seconds. And we gradually keep on elongating it till we can get the dog to stay in the room for up to 5 minutes without coming and taking the treat. Now, if the dog is sitting here and gets up and walks over there and then sits over there or lays down, yes, he's a smarty pants. He's a Kody. I'm a coder. So if he does like lay for a little bit and they get up and lay over there but doesn't try to take the treat, we keep the clock going. But as soon as he comes up trying to take the treat, I have to stand up and block, then we reset the clock. The idea is to gradually help him practice self-restraint for longer and longer periods of time, while also helping the humans in the house practice communicating to him in native dog language. Can you come a little bit closer? This good-looking guy is Kody, and this is how you can use the leadership exercise to help your dog develop a little self-control and help humans learn how to better communicate with dogs.